pipes!
What's up, everybody? It's DarknDorky here from Games in Real Life. Pop it up on the screen again. Yeah, that's what's up. And this month, it's time for another Yu-Gi-Oh meets D&D craft, because it's time to duel. And we are going to be doing a little conversions and a couple little minis here. Of course, not as much as last month, because, you know, Spooktober is my favorite time of the year, of course. We are going to be turning Relinquished here into Marut, or Marut, however you want to say it. Look at him in all his packaged glory. We will open him and start putting him on a base, and might even paint him a little bit. I'm not too sure about that, because I kind of like him just the way he is, just like the dragons I did for August? For August. And we have a little collection of gumball machine, gatcha machine guys. Here we have two Blue Eyes White Dragons and an Exodia. The Forbidden One. Yeah, Exodia the Forbidden One. But without further ado, let's start cracking into November's DIY with DarknDorky! Yeah! Planes you can cut now. Planes. Cut. I said...
Alrighty then, so we are starting this DIY adventure with our Marut, whatever. So let's just crack this Relinquished open here and check out what sweet goodies are on the inside. If you want the stat block for Marut, check the description below, where I like to pop all that kind of junk for all of you guys. And look, I got a sticker, and here it is. This is the Relinquished. I got this guy from the Dollarama for around $5, so hey, look at that savings! Those savings! I'm sure I've seen a couple of these guys along Value Villages and different thrift stores like that, so keep your eye open there. Remember, it's always better to upcycle. I'm putting this guy on a 2-inch base because a Marut is a large creature. By the way, if you want to follow my adventure on how to make these miniature bases, check out the video I have linked in the description below, where I have a quick 1-minute DIY, make your own miniature bases out of upcycled plastic lids, plastic junk in general, a little bit of black paint, and some Mod Podge. Anyways, I digress. So we have this little plastic stand thing for Relinquished, and if you notice, it is a little bit bigger than the 2-inch base. So like always, we are going to sand it up, not stand it up, wow, look at that, all nice and scuffed, and we are going to glue it down nice and evenly on this base here. So let's just do a quick little speed lapse of me gluing it. Let's go. Yep, look at me gluing so fast, fast as the speed of light. There we go, all done, and we are going to flop that guy right on there. Give it a good press and hold it down for about 5 minutes, as per Gorilla Glue tradition. And to deal with those little hangover spots there, because it's been drinking a little too much of the glue, we are going to snip those off so it's nice and flush with the base here. Epic speed lapse, let's go. There we go. And then you are going to want to sand it down so it's nice, like, just looks nice, you know, keep it pretty. I'm, like, off camera, I'm going to be using it on a grind wheel, so just keep that in mind. It might look a little extra fancy. Any of those black spots that get removed, we are going to touch up with my game color, which I believe is from Vallejo. We've got a whole pack of these guys on Amazon for like $40. So it's a pretty good deal, man. And last but not least, we are going to glue our Relinquished Marut however you want to say it. By the way, if you can't tell by the tone of my voice, my kids got me sick again, so yeehaw. Let's go. And we are going to just hold him on there until he is nice and firm. There we go, and we have yet another posable Yu-Gi-Oh model. Now we want to touch up the sides of the base here, and I don't really like how you can see this full friggin' clear hangover part on top where you can see the glue through it. So we are just going to touch up the entire thing. Just one little dot of black paint is all we need, and look at that. The whole thing is a nice high gloss, high fashion black. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And he's done. On to the next project. So now we are going to do our little gotcha machine, guys. So we got our two Toon Blue Eyes White Dragons, or the way I'm going to use them in my campaign is Blue Eyes White Dragon Worms. I guess that's what you call them. They're hatchlings. Yeah, not worms, they're hatchlings. So with these guys, of course, sand them down. By the way, they wouldn't be a true do-it-yourself with DarknDorky if it didn't have some form of me sanding and gluing down little figures to bases. Here's my Exodia, the Forbidden One. See, I remembered it this time. And we are just going to use the base that he's on already. Again, I'm digressing. Digress? Whatever. However you want to say that. We're going to go ahead, sand up these little blue eyes. And grab a couple 1-inch bases and glue them down. Yep. There they are. Just give you a little drip drop of glue there. Yep. Look at that. A little drip drop. Glue you down. Hold you down for 5 minutes. As per tradition. You didn't even notice the cut I did that time. That's how good that was. Look at me go with my little editing expertise. And by the way, just while I'm doing a bunch of redundant tasks on camera right now, I just wanted to use this as an extra opportunity to let all of you know that my DIYs are no longer going to be the first Thursday of every month. They will, however, be once a month. So just stay tuned, hit that notification bell for games in real life if you want to stay up to date with that kind of stuff. And thank you all so much for your support and watching my little upcycle videos where I turn little toys and whatnot into D&D minifigures, because for some reason minifigures get the benefit of the doubt and get to stay around the house for a little bit longer than toys do. And the environmental impact, not to get all hippy-dippy on you guys, is pretty crazy. So it's always good to try and do what you can. Hashtag upcycle. That's right, I just slapped that in. So here's the Exodia. As you can clearly tell, we are just painting up the little base so it's black, so it matches every other miniature I've ever done. Look at that, nice and painted black, extra gorgeous. It's gorgeous, girl. And off to Exodia here. So Exodia, he comes into 2 pieces. So we're gonna start off by sanding his little feetsies down. So give them a good sanding. Excellent. And we're going to rip them in half. And we are going to pop some glue, which I'm doing mostly off camera for some reason. Good job, Dark. Look at that. Pop that glue on there. Oh, I think I did too much glue. Ew. Ew. There we go. And snap them back together, and the pressure from those 2 pieces being fit together should be enough, so you don't have to worry about pressing it together for 5 minutes. And look at that, nice and firm, nice and flame. Pop a little dot on the bottom of his foot, make sure it gets into that little nubbly bit, line them up properly on that base, and skadoosh. Beautiful. And since he has a little peg, we can start messing around with him right away. But there we go, Exodia the Forbidden One. Again, all of these creatures, I'm going to be putting the stat blocks into the description below. So keep your eyes down there for the Blue Eyes White Dragon hatchlings, the Exodia, the Marut, the little special things that I'm doing after this. So just keep your eyes open, look at the description, check out the other videos I end up linking. I'm sorry, I'm kind of rambling. I'm in a feverish, sore throat state today because kids, am I right? Oh, it's so good. I have never been so frequently sick in my entire fucking life. But I'm still trucking, man. I'm still trucking. And a quick little bonus item here. Look what I found at the Dollarama. I got this guy for $3.50. You get a friggin' Millennium Puzzle with a little surprise gotcha creature on the inside. So I have been anxiously waiting to open this guy up fully. Here, I pulled off the plastic and I realized, I'm gonna do this on my DIY for all of you guys to enjoy this little moment with me. So let's just pull it. How the fuck do you open this? Ah, there we go. And I see red, and that means I got Slifer the Sky Dragon. Slifer, no slifing. Slifer, no slifing. And free him from his little plastic prison here. Yep, free him up from the little plastic prison. And here he is. Comes with a little mini base, which, by the way, is exactly 2 inches from what it looks like. And look at that. So he is a large creature, so if you want to use him in your D&D campaign, you go ahead and use him in your D&D campaign. Just find whatever stat block you think would work best for Slifer the Sky Dragon. Just because I love you guys so much, I'm going to do my best, do some research, and find some Slifer the Sky Dragon stat blocks, and throw them in the description below for you guys. They might not necessarily be Slifer the Sky Dragon, but I'm just going to see what will work and tell you what modifications needs to be done to make it work. Also, this little guy, if you just want to put him on display and not use him as miniature, it comes with this cool little card, and hell yeah, you can use this Millennium Puzzle as bling with the little included snap-on, and it comes with a little lanyard, which I will probably replace with a chain in the future, because that's just how I roll. And a wearable Millennium Puzzle. Release that inner Pharaoh spirit.
It's bonus time!
Alrighty, so this is kind of a last minute add-on that I decided to put in this episode here, but I was going through my pile of old toys from my childhood and I found a summon skull that's missing his wings. And I want to turn him into a miniature so bad. So bad. So that's why I'm going to spend the last 10 minutes of this week's episode chopping up this dragon here, which unfortunately he would kind of make a perfect Red Eyes Black Dragon with a little bit of paint, but I'm just going to rip his wings off for salvage. Yep. And the rest of this is going to go in the kit bashing box. So what we're going to do is we are going to plan these wings out. Unfortunately, they won't just snap into those holes there, and just kind of find out the layout that works best. I think that looks pretty sick for a summon skull. By the way, I don't think you need to know this, but Summon Skull is by far my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh creature that exists. Him and the Black Skull Dragon, because fuck yeah! That's right, a very sick fuck yeah! Yeah! So, do a mock-up, find out exactly which way he is going to fit on there, or sorry, these wings are going to fit on Summon Skull, and chop off them nubblies. Shear it down nice and flat, and do the same with the other wing. Do another mock-up just to make sure it's still going to fit. Grab your sharp blade, your X-Acto knife, whatever you may have that's sharp. Use your teeth. Just kidding, don't use your teeth. Microplastics are bad for you. And whittle it away. Whittle, whittle, whittle. Until you get a nice fit for the back of your summon skull. It's gonna probably be a long oblong kind of shape there, but I think I found the winning formula right here for my two wings. I'm just going to pinch them down with my thumb, make sure that they fit right. And I'd say it's time to get these wings primed up and ready for paint. Let's go. Alright, so the wings are all nice and primed and dry now, and it's time to paint them up into that nice classic Summon Skull wing color. So we are going to use black acrylic paint, we are going to use Admiral Blue or Navy Blue, and some lavender or petunia purple. We're going to mix these guys together here and get that perfect color, because Summon Skull's wings aren't straight black, nor are they just straight blue. They're like a dark bluey, purple, gray, black color. So let's mix this up. And there you have it. There's our weird dark purpley, dark blue, gray, Summon Skull wing color. And we're just going to start slathering them up. So you're going to want to paint the wings side by side. And what I mean by that is you're going to paint the back side first, let it dry, and then come back and paint the reverse. See, this is what they look like when they're nice and dry, that kind of matte black, gray, purple, blue Summon Skull color. And let's paint the back sides of them. Speed laps, let's go. You might notice I'm doing a little bit thicker coats on these. That's just because I want to make sure I get full coverage on these wings. Make sure that there's none of that gray shining through.
Tomorrow.
Alright, and now both sides are dry. It's time to seal it in with some Mod Podge matte black, what the hell? Matte finish to make these that matte Summon Skull black. There we go. And we are just going to give them a really, really good glaze, both sides. The really nice thing about how these wings are shaped is that you can flip them over to dry on the little spike things, because there's not too much surface area, so they won't stick down to the mat. Alright, so the Mod Podge is now nice and dry, so we can go ahead and undo a whole bunch of that by sanding down the parts of the wings that connect to the back of the Summon Skull. Give them a really good scuff, because you want to make sure that they don't fall off just by general use. When you slam it around, or if somebody checkmates your Summon Skull and knocks it over on the table. I know that's nothing that you probably see too often, but it's happened to me a couple times while I'm DMing, so I like to make my things foolproof. Look at that. Now it's time to do another quick mock-up. Make sure that the wings are going to be in the position that you like. Add some glue to the back of the Summon Skull there. Fill up those little nubbly holes. And slam those wings down. You want to make sure that you hold them down for a little bit of extra time, just because it's a free floating part. It's not really attached to anything too heavy, or it's not like it's screwed or mounted in, so you're just relying on the glue. And when it's dry, you'll be left with your Summon Skull with the big, intimidating, scary demon wings. And now it's time to glue them down to a base. So I'm using a 3-inch base, which is the same size as the dragons, which kind of seems silly. If I had a 4-inch base ready for them, I would use that instead, but I'm doing the 3-inch base because it's my project. I do what I want. You can do what you want with yours. So we're going to take his little feetsies and give him a good old pedicure there. Give him a really good pedicure. I really exfoliate those centuries of bone buildup. I don't know. Yeah, just sand his feet. Just sand his damn feet down. And once they're sanded, then we can move on to the little gluey part there. See how scuffed up they are? It's perfect for glue. It's absolutely perfect. So we got our Gorilla Glue. We got our base. We got our feetsies on the Summon Skull. And let's start applying that glue, finally.
Let's do a little drizzle. Go all the way around the circumference and do a little bit on the lines on the inside too. Just give them a little extra firmness, a little extra stability. And go ahead and press them down for around 5 minutes there, again, as per tradition.
2,000 years later.
And there you have it. 5 minutes later, we have our summoned skull mounted to the base and ready for battle.
And you guessed it, it's Glamour Shot time!
And I just want to thank each and every one of you for watching this month's DIY with DarknDorky. If you like what you see, please like, comment, especially subscribe. These videos take a lot of time away from my life and my family, so it is very much appreciated, and much love to all of you who do. And even if you don't, thank you for viewing. Much love to you too. I personally had a lot of fun doing this DIY. If you can't tell, I happen to be quite a big nerd and I enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon and things of the sort, so I have a blast doing this anyways. Don't forget to check out our Twitch stream every single Saturday on Twitch. That's right, every single Saturday morning at 8 a.m. at the same name, Games in Real Life, where Plains Raider and I like to play fun little games and whatnot. Little Pokemon, a little Yu-Gi-Oh, little horror games. Plains Raider hates horror, so if you want to see some fun reactions, watch him try and play FNAF. It's great. Come say hi. How you doing? Drop a follow on there if you enjoy watching us. We're a couple pretty silly dudes. That's for sure. And anyways, thank you so much for watching this month's video, and we'll catch you next time.